So in case you haven't noticed, the Colorado legislature is swinging for the fences. They're going for the left field, and they are going hard. Are they going too hard, too fast? To find out, a couple of Millers who are in the political business. Roger Miller. I like that one. Roger Hudson.
Right.
I was going to say a couple of Hudsons.
Right.
That was close enough.
It sure is.
Good joke, Gord.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Republican extraordinaire, Miller Hudson, Democrat extraordinaire. Let me start off here. My side of the world says this legislature is whack job crazy. I mean, you just look at what they're racking up, and from my point of view, they're going too far, too fast. From your point of view, are they hitting it just right?
Well, I think Republicans always, when they lose an election, they think it's because the Democrats deceived the voters. I think these people are doing exactly what they said they were going to do. And the people who are saying maybe they're going too far think that it might handicap them when they run for re-election. I don't think this bunch down there is thinking about re-election right now. The door to opportunity is open, and they've stepped through it.
What do you think is the biggest example of that, of them taking advantage of their moment in the sun?
Oh, I mean, you haven't seen it all. There's more coming, but
God help us.
I think the oil and gas measure probably caught people by surprise. Didn't see it coming.
Well, that's because they dropped it on a Friday night for a Tuesday hearing. So the side that's all about process and transparency and public participation, man, they are doing some good stuff. All right. How touches it?
I'm lost in that. I don't think it's about re-election either. I don't even think it's about Republican or Democrat. I think it's about the people of Colorado. You should have a process where people can participate. I mean, we're looking at in 48 hours, we dropped the death penalty, to repeal the death penalty in 48 hours. We went from proposing a piece of legislation to going to committee to putting testimony into public testimony, to then moving from out of committee to the Senate floor within 48 hours of a bill to repeal the death penalty in Colorado. Who does that? We didn't even get testimony from victims. The Democrats didn't get victims to testify? I mean, the Democrats? I mean, of all the people in Colorado that don't want to hear from victims, the Democrats? We couldn't get a fiscal note fast enough to get to testimony for the oil and gas bill. I mean, it was just they could not race fast enough.
Why is that? Let me bring it over your side.
It was too fast.
They've got everything. I mean,
all the toys.
They can fake actually caring about process and wanting to listen to people. They can fake that. They've got the votes. Am I wrong? First of all, that they're just ramming this stuff through, and two, why?
Yeah,
they've got time.
Well, I mean,
they got all the cards.
All the people who are advocating caution really want paralysis. Is what they want, and I think particularly this freshman class in the House, Democrats, they came here to get stuff done, and if they're running roughshod over people, they may pay a price somewhere down the road. But right now, they want to get it through.
All right, but they're not being successful 100%. There was supposed to be a safe injection site. People went, whoa, and that one stopped. Right. The changing sex ed from teaching people how babies are made to teaching kids how to have healthy transsexual relationships, that one, they seem to be shocked that people said, wait a second, that's not sex ed, that's social engineering. The national popular vote, without even having a popular vote on it, the oil and gas thing was so fast. I mean, it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. At some point, maybe I'm just reading my own thoughts into this, most Coloradans go, yeah, we elected you, but we didn't elect that.
Right. I've got to say, when you say get stuff done, I totally agree, get stuff done, but getting stuff done is getting stuff done, meaning getting the people's business done. Getting the people's business done means letting the people participate in that process. When you have the Capitol lights on till way past midnight because you've got a line out the door of people wanting to testify on a bill, means to me that the people want to be a part of this process. For the Democrats to say, wait a minute, we got to do all of this before lunchtime today, means that you're moving too fast. Well, a great example is yesterday. We had, for the first time in 45 years, every school district in the state closed. 45 years, first time.
Really?
But
all 178 districts?
All districts were closed yesterday. But what happened?
I thought I heard children singing in the distance.
Or watching TV and having tomato soup and cheese and grilled cheese sandwiches. But still, the legislature could not take the day off. They were still they were still working and doing legislation. They were going to move through this family leave bill no matter what. Screw you, we were going to do this.
So nobody could get down to the Capitol to say, we like it, we don't like it.
We don't like it, could not testify. So what did we do? Our lawmakers, our Democratic lawmakers, were pleading to their constituents on Twitter that please tweet me, tell me what you like or don't like about the bill, and I'll read your tweets into the record, because I know you can't get here because it's unsafe. Please don't travel to the Capitol because it's unsafe, but we won't shut the Capitol down.
So please don't come here.
Don't come here.
Don't come here to try to stop us.
Because it's unsafe.
I guess what's so entertaining about this is that this is the team that has constantly said, we want transparency, we want participation, we want to hear from the experts. When you drop the oil and gas bill on a Friday for a Tuesday hearing, it means there's no way to get out-of-state experts or people who know that.
Any involvement.
Any involvement. And that was obviously calculated. And at some point, that arrogance comes across, doesn't it? Or do you think people are agreeing with what's going on? I mean, this is your team.
I don't know whether people know what's going on or not. Yeah. My suspicion is that this irritates the denizens of the Capitol far more than it does the general public.
Maybe, yeah, I can see that.
I get it. Overreach is in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
All right. There are Republicans who are rolling their hands, going, "Man, this is the time. They're overreaching, and now we're gonna pay for it." I'm not certain about that. I'm not certain if the demographics say that. We're hearing the calls for recall. And a few years back, 3 out of 35 senators recalled. Never before has that ever happened in Colorado history over guns. As bad as this red flag bill is, and it is, I mean, I thought the left liked due process. I really thought they liked innocent until proven guilty. This turns it on its head. I don't think that, even as poorly written as it is going to ignite a fire for recalls. Am I wrong on this one? Or a successful?
That's the question. And also, to raise the recall issue is to say that the paramount responsibility of legislators is to get themselves reelected. If you talk to John Morse or Evie Hudak or the senator from Pueblo, none of them say they regret their vote, even though it cost
What
them
else
their
are they
position.
going to say, Miller? Come on, they're not going to say I regret the no. But let me tell you, John Morse was not a happy man. You know, if he had survived that, Michael Bloomberg, because they were Michael Bloomberg laws, would have taken him around on a bed of roses to every state legislature, every state capitol to show, look what can happen. No, let me tell you, he wishes he didn't do it the way he did it.
Right.
You know,
I think you may be right, and there may. I was there for the sex ed bill in the House that went on till midnight or something like that.
Yeah, it would still be going on. Yeah.
So I think there's been a combination of circumstance and maybe there has been some decision making. I think part of the problem here that we kind of overlook is that we had a brand new governor, we had new leaders in the House. I don't think that conversation took place in December where the governor said, here are my 5 highest priorities and this is when I want to see these bills on my desk. And so if you will, the troops went out there and they wrote their bills and now they're rolling through the system.
And I kept hearing that Jared Polis might be the check and balance to the new socialists in the legislature. I'm not seeing that yet, although there's plenty of time to veto a lot of this stuff. First of all, recalls, I don't see them being successful.
No, it's not 2013. There's nothing There's nothing that has that emotional texture to it that we saw in 2013. You're not seeing any of that. I also don't see the machine that was once there. I mean, that was really a Dudley Moore, RGMO thing that was there. That really doesn't.
Dudley Brown.
Excuse me.
See, now you did it too. See?
Yeah.
I called you Miller. There's Dudley Moore. So now we're even.
Dudley
Moore.
is dead now. Dudley Brown. You're right. Well, that goes to show you, right? That powerhouse that was once there just doesn't have that kind of power that it once did in 2013. I don't see that there's any kind of hunger for that kind of divisiveness right now.
This might not come out the right way. Will Polis pull these guys back, be a check and balance? Will he get run over, or will he even notice?
He doesn't need to pull them back. Yeah, he doesn't need to pull them back. What's he doing? What are they doing that he needs to pull them back for?
I don't know, wreaking economic destruction on the state by destroying an oil and gas industry? That's a little something.
I don't think this is anything different than what he spoke to before. Do you? I mean, you think this is different than what?
I believe that there was a sense that he was trying to give, particularly to oil and gas.
Yeah, I see.
Now, don't worry, we're not crazy. We want to do some things, but we're not going to we're not going to destroy Weld County.
Right.
This destroys Weld County.
It
might not be right now, but the backer of it said he wants to end the oil extraction business in Colorado. If it doesn't do this, it takes a huge step towards that. And if these demographic changes of this very urban-centric legislature continue, it's a foregone conclusion in my book. Am I wrong?
I think that's an exaggeration. I think that there is legitimate concern about the industry having overplayed its hand. And some of the meetings I attended before the election, there were plenty of Republicans there that didn't want to drill rig in their backyard. And the position the industry is taking, which is, well, if they treat us like this, we'll just go drill someplace else. No, they're going to drill where the oil and gas is. That's why they're here in the first place. So
until it becomes too cost prohibitive,
yes.
which we're on our way to. Until they're going to be out-regulated in Colorado, which we're on our way to.
I mean, it's going to be a hit. No matter how you do it, it's going to be a hit.
It is,
right.
It is going to.
So, but the question, only got a minute left here. Does Jared act as a stopgap? I mean, they are hardcore socialists now running the legislature, and I haven't seen him step up yet.
He's calling the troops in and he's talking to them. Which it wasn't happening maybe 6 weeks ago. I think that they've had to get their training wheels off their bike, and I think that he will stand up.
Did you see this? 30 seconds or 20 seconds. Anything yet that shows you in 2 years we win back the legislature, Republicans?
No.
Not if the Tangerine Dream is running for president.
And on that, we'll leave it. Wow. Roger Hudson, thank you. Miller Hudson, thank you. Listen for me on KHAL Radio. Read me in the Denver Post. Check out the Independence Institute. And we'll see you next week.